What is up, my fellow coaster enthusiasts? How you guys doing? Hope you guys are all having an amazing day. So, I apologize for not putting out a video on Friday. My Wi-Fi wasn't working because of a bad storm, so I wasn't able to put out a video. But here, I've got another one for you guys. This is the second state countdown I've done recently. This is the top 10 coasters in Maryland. This is a video that I do have out on my channel, but it's very old. I believe I released it 4 or 5 years ago. So I wanted to make an update for you guys, especially as I'm getting back into these state countdowns. So today I will be counting down the top 10 coasters in Maryland. So let's get started with some state stats for roller coasters. So Maryland is home to 22 roller coasters and 4 parks with more than one coaster, that being Adventure Park USA, Trimper's Rides, Jolly Roger, and most famously Six Flags America. I've ridden 20 out of the 22 coasters in the state, so the 2 that I've not gotten on are Superjet, a kiddie coaster at Trimper's that does not allow adults, and Firebird at Six Flags America, but I did ride Apocalypse, so I'm basing it off of that experience combined with the floor list. So we'll see as we get farther into this list, you'll see what I'm talking about. Alright, so let's go through some rapid fire honorable mentions. Number 2 is Superjet, a small kiddie coaster at Trimper's that adults can't ride. 21 is Great Chase, kiddie coaster at Six Flags America, pretty bad kiddie coaster. Number 20 is Tumbleweed, and 19 is Sea Serpent, both the exact same ride. One is just at Adventure Park USA, and the other is at Jolly Roger. There are actually 3 Wacky Worms in Maryland, all in the Ocean City area, so that's coming in 18 through 16. In 15th, we have Spinning Coaster at Trimper's Rides, an SBF spinner. At 14, we have Wild One at Six Flags America. I know a lot of people do seem to like this coaster, but I thought it was really rough and really bad and didn't have that much airtime. 13 is Raging Cajun, the Spinning Wild Mouse at Six Flags America, and 12th is Barracuda at Jolly Roger, which is a Zero Flitzer model. So those are my honorable mentions. So coming in at number 10, we have Mind Eraser at Six Flags America. So you may be wondering why I skipped number 11. That's because number 9 will actually be 2 coasters, 2 clones. So coming in at number 10, we have Mind Eraser. So I don't actually hate this Vekoma SLC. It's not great. It's nowhere near the goodness of B&M Inverts, but it's not a terrible ride. I didn't find it to be as bad as people say. I thought Flight Deck at Canada's Wonderland was significantly worse. And I really don't mind it. It's got a solid layout. If only the track were a little smoother, it could be a really good ride. Number 9 is actually 2 coasters. This is Wildcat models. So Maryland has 2 Wildcat models at Adventure Park USA and Jolly Roger. So I honestly prefer the Jolly Roger model, but they're both fun, pretty smooth, and solid rides. They're very classic and very good family attractions as well. They don't offer a lot in terms of forces, but for just a fun family ride, can't go wrong with a Wildcat. At number 8, we have Wild West Express at Adventure Park USA, and this thing's really fun. It may not be glossy smooth, but it's a very solid ride, and it has even some intense moments. There's one drop where you really pull down really fast, and if you're in the back row, you just get completely yanked down that drop. It is so much fun. It's a very solid ride. Right now, I know it's temporarily closed. I'm not sure what's going on with that, whether it's COVID or some other problem, or maybe they're just too lazy to open the ride, who knows, or staffing issues. We'll see. But overall, strong ride and a very good one. My favorite personal ride at Adventure Park USA. Next up at number 7 is Looping Star at Jolly Roger at the Pier. This is a fun ride. I'd always try and get on this once in a while every summer, just for how fun it is. I know some people aren't a big fan of this coaster because it's a Pinfar Cyclone, but I actually liked it. I thought the loop was somewhat intense, the drop was pretty fun. It wasn't perfectly smooth, and the over-the-shoulder restraints don't do it any favors, but it's still a fun, enjoyable ride that has some intense moments, and it is more than you see at first glance. It also has a great setting right by the ocean, which is really cool. You can see it, you have a very good view of it from the drop. Next up, we have what is, in my opinion, the best coaster in Ocean City, and this is Tidal Wave, the Vekoma Boomerang. And this is a very solid ride. Everybody knows the Vekoma Boomerang here. They all call it the white roller coaster. And it's fun. I haven't ridden it actually since 2016, but I remember having good rides on it. And of course, even though it's just a boomerang, this was actually my first boomerang, so that's always interesting to have that memory. So it's an enjoyable ride that wasn't too rough, and it was pretty fun. Kicking off our top 5, we have Roar at Six Flags America. And I actually like this coaster. I found it to be pretty fun. Yeah, it's not that filled with airtime, and it doesn't have that many great forces outside of laterals, but I found it to be overall pretty smooth with a solid layout. Yeah, it's one of the worst GCIs, and that can't be debated. It's just because of its age. GCI really didn't know what they were doing with this compared to what they're doing now. So it's really kind of unfair to compare this to a ride like Mystic Timbers that is considered to be one of the top tier GCIs. But I enjoy this. I like the tunnel. It's fun. And I really don't have many complaints about this. The only thing that I wish is that there was a little bit more airtime. Next up is actually Roar's neighbor, Firebird. So Firebird used to be the stand-up coaster Apocalypse, which I rode and I enjoyed, but I thought it was a little bit rough and shaky. It especially had some bad neck banging the last time I rode it, and I think a lot of that was because it was a stand-up coaster, although I have heard some people really don't like Firebird, but I think I would enjoy it. I think I would like it a lot better than Apocalypse, and to me this is where I would put it if I had to guess where it would go in the lineup. So it looks like a fun ride, but it really doesn't look like anything too special. At number 3, we have Joker's Jinx, the launch coaster, and this thing is so much fun. It starts with a very forceful launch into a cobra roll and some other good inversions. It winds around itself, and yet this doesn't have great speed, but it's solidly intense. It pulls a lot of G's, and it's so compact. It's such a fun ride, and it's also just a great ride to look at. It's such a big mess of track that it's so much fun just to watch and see it. And I actually enjoyed this ride. This is the only actually spaghetti bowl coaster I've been on, and I enjoyed it. It's solidly in my top 50 for right now. Oh boy, here's controversial opinion number 2 on my list. At number 2, we have Superman Ride of Steel at Six Flags America. And I've never seen this as not number 1 when you're talking about coasters in Maryland. But I found one coaster that I do like better than it, but we'll get to that next. I do like Superman. I think it's a solid ride with some good airtime. My problem was I did not enjoy the restraints that it had. I thought they were very uncomfortable and they didn't give you a lot of airtime. It was very hard to enjoy the ride with those restraints digging into your legs every time you got airtime. Although you don't get as much airtime as you do on some of the other hypercoasters out there. I think the layout is very weak, but overall the airtime is strong and the drop is a lot of fun. It's a solid ride, but really nothing too crazy or special in my opinion. And finally, what I consider to be the best coaster in the entire state of Maryland is Batwing at Six Flags America. I'm a sucker for flying coasters, and I know it. I absolutely love this thing. It is so much fun. It is smooth. It has a fantastic drop, some very intense and insane elements, and it is the best Flying Dutchman coaster still left in the U.S. today. You have to bring Nighthawk at Carowinds, which is also a good ride. And I absolutely love this thing. I think it's the best coaster at Six Flags America, and it is one great Vekoma. Alright guys, thanks for watching and for putting up with my controversial opinions. Let me know if you would like to see more state countdowns of coasters that I've ridden in other states. Let me know if you're enjoying this. You guys are awesome. Have a great day. See ya.